You saw the video, right? Wait, what do you mean? You really think that's the case? I don't know, man. That looks... She's the ultimate pianist, so... Yeah, why? Jimmy, why would you watch it?
Crap!
At the moment, the only thing I can think of happening is...
I see!
Because it's blocked.
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding
After
with
a
the
certain
pillar.
point when the thing around
Isn't
between
that
it's
it?
blocked.
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the
Live
place.
streaming's different because I can stream like Black Ops 3 and you can't share play that.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended
The
that,
fight.
or if it was
Wait,
just
how
a
did people even get that
coincidence.
footage yet? Is it released from Japan?
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Fuck.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Wait, what? Who, me? Who, me, Fice? You know that my voice is repeating over the broadcast, right?
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Baby gangsta! What is?
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say?
Fuck off.
You
Alright,
said
I'll be
The
quiet.
alarm was...
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7...
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got...
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monica.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before...
It appears yet another. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m.?
That's what I want...
Alright, but... Spice, what do you think is gonna happen here? Alright, so...
We headed for Great Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that.
His time of death and the time the body. One of those must be an.
Killer probably did something. Probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru.
No, that's wrong.
I bet you can really just like, stop it.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got...
The clock inside Grape...
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks have...
If there's no possibility that the time.
Please believe me, we are not
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding.
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog...
I mean... Wait, no, I Wait, no, seriously, is this a legitimate question? Wait, there's 3 options! Wait, what the... I already did it. Alright, Fuzz, are you actually gonna play Danganronpa 2? Sorry, this is really cool. I think I was wrong. I was wrong! Like probably 10 seconds. Don't mind the music. Music isn't copyrighted, I swear. I've been stupid. Even I don't do that. Which house? What? Really? Oh, never mind, I was wrong. Right, even if I have to kill myself, you know I'll do it, you know that, right?
It's all coming together!
You won't understand.
You said you checked all the clocks inside the building.
Yeah, none of the clocks.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by
So that's what it was. There's no way This is truly...
Now's not the time to be pleased. More important...
Alright, this is where I'm talking about.
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down? If only I heard the sound when he fell. It would have been a great clue.
or his scream.
He's not the type to let out a scream.
If only Nekomaru's alarm was loud, we would have heard it too.
There's no point in if does not exist in this world.
I think it would be I think it would be part of the lab. Really? God, I think it's right now.
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7.
The problem is, in our time.
Are there any clues that if only I heard the sound when it would have been a great clue?
Or his scream.
Wait, I know.
He's not the type to let out a...
If only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough, we would have heard it too.
Damn it, I
There's
hate how
no point
slow
in
the
if
goddamn
does not
copying
exist in this world.
game.
If the time in the build, then we can only rely. The time of it's clearly 7.
The problem is, in our time.
Are there any clues that if only I heard this, it would have been a great...
Or his scream.
He's not the type to...
If only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough, we would have heard it too.
There's no point in saying that. If does not exist in this world.
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's.
The time of it's clearly 7.
The problem
you're
is,
right,
in
Mike.
our time.
Are there any clues that if only I heard the sound when you...
I agree with that.
That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nek...
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the... It's obvious we'd hear the impact.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the. What is it?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's it?
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to
you think that
figure out
video
how
thing
much our
was
time
real?
was off.
Hey, we both saw it!
I heard that
This
sound
location with spoilers.
probably
so.
around 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, we both saw it, so. But that would be a twist on the series, you have to admit. I think they're gonna pull some bullshit. Yeah.
Huh? You can tell?
Keep on watching it. Maybe something's gonna fucking happen.
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's...
Excellent work, Akane!
I see!
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30. And if we heard the sound, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any monitors.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru. If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you'd definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone. From there, the killer's plan was... I see!
That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Tower every... But if they mess with all the clocks inside the...
We wouldn't be able to attend on time. But that... His radio clock had the exact...
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
And when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning,
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m.
Got one comment.
That's
one
pretty... At
comment.
that time, he was
Operating
heading over to
music.
Monokuma Tai Chi,
Practice
right on
music.
schedule.
I see.
Yep.
Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
I hate you, Miguel! So he commented.
Too early! He didn't even ask you yet!
Hitler did nothing wrong.
On Instagram?
When you said everyone, we thought we came to the tower on time, but it...
Ah, jeez! What was it? You know, tripping over a... Are you talking about tripping over someone else's Wrong! Liar! That's not it! That's definitely the correct answer.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a frick.
You'll know I'm not lying.
Huh? What the hell?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward...
Are you talking about that? A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Kill you! Better go to school tomorrow. Bro, I got you! Only if you watch this Danganronpa 3 spoiler. First life, my dude. I already did. Beat!
Really? Was there anyone who...
The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when... Who is it? Who's the bastard?
Light, I know who it is, and I'm so happy.
Cough in my ass so hard that I can't feel it in my throat.
Never mind, damn it. I got it wrong. Got the comeback.
You're the only one!
The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
Don't judge me, I wanted him gone, you know it! It was you, right, bitch?
That's right. Not... It's just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm... You weren't in your...
If that's the case, well...
Please, say so.
If you don't hurry up and answer...
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't?
It's merely the foolish talk of the...
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
Wait, I know why.
You're deaf.
However, it is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry, but I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not...
To be honest, it's not just them. I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it, but... It wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it.
You still don't know.
Yes, Daddy,
Think
yes,
about
Daddy,
what
yes,
the three
Daddy,
of us
yes,
who
Daddy,
didn't hear
yes,
a sound
Daddy, yes,
happened.
Daddy, yes,
Stop
Daddy,
it.
And I'm
yes,
sure
Daddy,
you'll
Stop
yes,
it.
Daddy,
out.
yes, Daddy,
Oh
yes,
my
Daddy,
God.
Nicker, ka.
I hate you so much, I know. Why? What? The deluxe room, right? Yeah. Wait, right? Okay. judge my damn spelling, damn it. I already did one. There we go. Where did your brother go?
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall,
I like his eyes.
deluxe rooms are
Weird. Really? I thought there was supposed to be a music that crossed out like circle, like circle, platform. What?
The reason we could not...
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve course student talent?
Boy, do you see why I want to beat his ass?
Now then, you guys must have...
Hold on a sec.
Why? Well, that's back just now.
It's like, oh yeah, God, you know who it is. Like, what? This is me. Oh, am I allowed to take him now? Am I allowed to take the person out, guys? No.
How long does it take for a black lady to take a shit?
Fucking smug ass bitch.
You're the only one!
Gundam. There's something I want to ask you.
I hate him right now. No, it's not.
When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
I'm going to enjoy it.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that?
If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night...
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right?
Oh, damn!
Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same... So why were you able to...
Gundam?
Oh my god!
There is only one possibility. You weren't... That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge.
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko. Me? After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Until the moment that alarm started. If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Nekomaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Oh yeah, I'm guessing the original concept. Bro, don't worry, it's not a spoiler.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode.
and tying him up with a wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower.
Hey! You just spoiled
Which means when
some
Fuyuhiko
for you, I
witnessed
get spoiled
Nekomaru,
some for you, it's
the
fair.
killer was already at the tower.
Have someone got something spoiled today.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, just like us.
No!
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe room. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge.
Alright! Let's watch this bitch die! My boy Fuyuhiko.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
I like his haircut. I know, like, that's weird.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, that would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam?
Why is Gundam gonna take
Can you
so
at
much
least
space?
say something?
I don't understand.
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess? The answer is 10. That's right, I possess, that means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The sound.
Is that? You bastard. Do you understand this?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too...
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway.
Nagato's taking lead now.
So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
I like him, I don't like him. He's fucking cocky now. Why could it have been him instead of Chiaki? Damn it! Why couldn't he have died in the end except Chiaki? Bro, like, bullshit!
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the open...
Hey! What do you...
Perhaps I should say, just a boring farce. So boring, so stressed. Seriously! Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something... At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
You said... Oh.
Please hold on! We have yet to hear
But he's completely shut up.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic... In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since based on your... I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off. Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
Bro, he just convicted himself right there.
see. The contact elevator...
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape...
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, he wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious?
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this
Exactly. Do I have to copy some shit? Let's see.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to...
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan? Why don't we stop this already?
What is it? Yeah, I know how to copy.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses.
Wait, I didn't even do that. Alright, I know I have to copy somebody.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator
What
was
is this,
broken
Joby?
at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry...
Since I was at Strawberry, there's no question that the following...
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
There we go.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already? That elevator was the only means of travel between...
No, that's wrong!
Thank you, Nagato.
No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses.
Such a method does not...
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Wait, hold on. Fuck. I did know the question.
You're the only one! Nagito, you should know. What are you talking? Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method.
Hey, how's it going, bitch?
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of... Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve force show up.
I really want to beat her.
But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House.
I'm fucking all you want. Let's get this shit done. Faggot.
After I opened the door and went down,
Bro, the only one that can actually match up is Chiaki, because she actually does fucking work. It's between those two,
surprise,
just like
surprise!
one, how it was between a
I
guy
ended
and
up
a
in the
girl.
Monokuma archive, which is on the third floor of...
Meaning,
Bro,
the third floor
he
and
knew
the
he
fourth
would win.
floor are
Don't
actually
deny it.
connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once,
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they want.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
Fuck, Infinity Unlimited Flame, nice, man. Nice move.
However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
That's bullshit.
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion.
Okay.
If you value your life,
There's no way I can...
don't make me angry!
Okay. I don't know what it would be.
Even if the turbid box doesn't...
What? For what? No. device. What do I do?
Exist. You could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I already proved a secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light! Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't at least pray to the key which dwells in the light!
I actually just fucking caught it by accident.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes.
Oh my god.
Provided you use a spacious wormhole.
Fucking doorknob.
However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I already proved the secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion. Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom.
Allow me to cut through those words!
The hangling bitch.
The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body, the hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower. Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the Octagon. There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems this is the end. Normally we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long... But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening... Hey! What? First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties, but even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And, without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay? Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru. So by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Hold on! What did you just say? That I didn't battle? Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I can...
Why are you angry, all?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh!
I don't understand anything.
It appears you cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
You're gonna watch him die.
What do you...
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions!
Bro, you know
Are you
it's
saying
about to end.
you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was...
It's not easy to get the drop on...
It's even more difficult.
just as I thought. Truly frail.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a... Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own You must provide a reason that you have...
What's justice to myself? Oh,
I won't let you!
I like how they all
For
have
the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! Show me the cadaver! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! For the Tanaka Empire! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! It's Nekomaru's back! Do you really think I can get behind him so easily?
This is the end!
Yep. Does his hamster die?
Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck. As long as you had the power of the hamsters, you keep...
Oh? Are you seriously saying he used his...
Of course that'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundam. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes.
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right? Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Mekamaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say...
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell.
He admits it.
Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and in fact. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road. Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own...
The fucking guy?
here's everything that happened in this case. Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime. First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final deck. This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m., but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m. That's also the same time Monokuma Tai Chi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower. So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building's structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending, and Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful, and placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob. But because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
Got me.
Splendid. That was...
Stop. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll friggin' kill you. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe something.
You don't wish to forgive me, do you? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
That's probably the thing we can stop it. I did not do that. Most score, I think, was 82.
This result is... Now then, please pull... Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the... Please pull the ladder! Crap! I bit my tongue at the most...
Time to spin the wheel. Jackpot. Honestly, these trials take 3 hours.
Yahoo! Yaha! Nice!
Now then. Jeez.
Fall, mighty. Listen well! How pitiful. Fine.
Damn it!
This, too, must be the will of causality.
You.
Let's make history.
That is...
Let me tell you this.
Huh?
I can see it!
Could it be?
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
The scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I'd nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a company! And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka! Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me! I need not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance.
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end. In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might. I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about hope. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics. Give me every...
Nekomaru need die. Your blood will drench the foundation.
That is...
Let me tell you. You weakling! Fall, my tears. If you flinch, you will die! Let me ask. Fine. Listen well! I shall engulf this world. I renounce you!
You. But...
Damn it.
Fine. Fall.
Oh. You...
Let's make history.
Well...
My name is Gundam Tanaka! Fade like dust in the wind.
Yes, indeed.
Wow. First friend. I hate him.
Please wait! I beg of you!
Huh?
I beg of you!
How pitiful. Fine. What is it, my four dark devas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared four dark devas of destruction, that is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, that is why pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously. That is Gundam to Open Sesame Pandemonium.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Alright, boys and girls. Punishment time. Actually, that was a really good execution. Sorry, that was actually emotional.
Damn it. Damn it! The worst.
Oh. You are right. You are right.
Now then.
Hey!
It's not like that.
Huh.
Hey. Right?
Well... Damn it. It's obvious.
I swear to God, if you kill me.
Monokuma, a pit!
Now then.
What's this? What's the matter?
Well...
Hello.
Hey.
Say what?
You don't even know? Isn't that right?
Of course!
But...
Who knows?
Hey. Well... right?
You're getting all riled up! No! Shing! Huh?
Hey.
Yep.
Right?
No! no, no! Unbelievable.
Well... You're right. Huh?
I know what you're talking about.
Like...
Whoa.
Say what?
You don't know?
Makoto!
Hey. See? Hey.
That's...
Five days? Oh shit. Time.
Danganronpa.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed soon. God, I'm getting tired. I'm getting great. I'm getting great. I'm so happy for that. That'll be all for me for now, folks. Bye.